Honorable Prime Ministers, Governors, representatives of the Member States, representatives of the Caribbean Development Bank, and participants of this 51st annual meeting of the Board of Governors of this financial institution. It is an honor to address you as Governor of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Higinius Gini León, the new President of our CDB, wishing you every success in your work. I also would like to extend our warmest greetings to the Honorable Prime Minister Mia Mottley from Barbados, who is currently serving as Chairman of this Board of Governors. From Venezuela, we welcome the CDB Focus for 2021, which will seek to center its attention on innovation as a necessary element to promote transformative and sustainable development. We currently live in a highly globalized, interconnected, and yet privatized world. Therefore, we are also believers that the true innovation and transformation must come from a new political, social, economic, and financial scheme that forces us to diversify and cooperate more deeply despite all the obstacles. But for this, we must also address the threat to the principles of international law and multilateral institutions posed by unilateral and illegal action of powers that seek to prevail over the existing legal order by using illegal coercive sanctions. The Latin American and the Caribbean region faces great challenges, and our Caribbean is one of the most vulnerable regions. The consequences of natural disasters and the subsequent reconstruction efforts require enormous financial resources. National economies are massively hit, and the conditions imposed by global financial organizations negatively impact the resilience of the people of our region. A clear example of this was seen in April of this year with the eruption of the La Soufriere volcano in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which generated a major regional crisis and which adds to the challenges for which this bank must promote resilience. As we enter the third decade of the 21st century, Latin America and the Caribbean also faces serious development dilemmas, among which access to financing is an unavoidable necessity. The predicaments facing the regional economy in the context of the pandemic and post-pandemic of COVID-19 makes it necessary to redouble efforts to promote development cooperation policies that facilitate the optimization of the scarce resources available in the region, as well as to make joint efforts to access international financing. During 2020, the region economy contracted by 7.7%, according to the ECLAC, the preliminary analysis of the Economic Commission of Latin America and the Caribbean last December. Although it is estimated that it will have a positive growth rate in 2021, it will not be enough to reach pre-pandemic levels of economic activity. The ensuing increase in poverty, unemployment, reduction in household incomes, and deepening social inequalities leave the region particularly susceptible to the effects of the global economic crisis and its inhabitants particularly vulnerable to the possible resurgence of the disease as well as the ravage of climate change. In this context, I would like to express the satisfaction with Venezuela values the CDB approach as it directs its action to innovate and transformative and sustainable development. In this context, I must point out the importance that my country attaches to the development of international financing policies aimed at poverty reduction and social welfare under the principles of debt sustainability and respect for sovereignty. We emphasize the importance of assuming a vision that allows us to overcome the cultural approach of the region as a consumer of science and technology, adopting a new view aimed at generating tools that favor the development in a regional model that is sustainable in the economic, social, and environmental spheres. Considering the theme of this meeting, the organization's effort can be directed toward issues such as recovery of successful experiences in the agricultural sector to assist in the design of innovative productive alternatives, as well as the adaptation and improvement of the educational system and public health system. The promotion of the construction of regional coordination bodies and structures that transcend national borders must be taken into account, always bearing in mind the preponderance of the national states as the mainstay of the development economic policies. Finally, I would like to reiterate, on behalf of Venezuela government, our willingness to contribute to the construction of a regional development model that is respectful of the sovereignty and self-determination of the peoples, economically profitable, socially just, and environmentally sustainable. Thank you very much.